Loot spectator, watch the resupply drops being opened. You get rewards for watching other people opening loot, but fuck off!
So here it is, Call of Duty World War II, which, as you can tell from that intro, automatically earns itself a disqualification and automatically ends up on the worst games of 2017 for having loot boxes in a $60 game. But more on that shit circus later. And before anyone starts crying, "Come the fuck on, it's Call of fucking Duty. What did you really expect? Do you really think anyone cares?" Well, I mean, we've got to have a bit of an appetizer, a little starting dish before the main event, because every day I do these reviews, every day I put it off, something new comes up. Like yesterday, oh boy, did they get a phone call. You know, ring ring, hello. Oh, hi there, it's your Uncle Mickey, and I've been seeing that you've been shit-talking and shit-canning R.I.P. We've got our movie coming out next month. We've got a fucking movie to sell, EA. The mouse, man, I need my cocaine, EA. You better remove those fucking loot boxes, or I'll bring the wrath of the Keyblade down on you. Oh, every day it gets better and better. There's not enough popcorn in all of the multiverse for the show that's going to take place. But, as I say, that's the main course. We need a little bit of an appetizer first. And wasn't Activision so generous to provide us with an appetizer? Because they too have done a scummy thing with loot boxes. So, let's dive in to the Call of Duty World War II, and we'll just do a couple of things like the graphics and the music before moving on to their loot box shenanigans. Give me that fucking money, EA! Do you understand I've got Kingdom Hearts 3 to promote?
What have we got here? A fucking comedian. Private Pikachu. I admire your comedian. Hell, I like Pikachu. You can come over to my house and fuck all my shit.
So the graphics are actually really nice. It's quite a shocker as Activision pulled the wool over all our eyes, and this iteration of Call of Duty actually has quite a lot of colour in it, which is a shocker for a World War II game. It's got so much colour, like Activision's previous title they brought out just a few months ago, Crash. Yeah, it's fucking dirt brown and gunmetal grey. The tried and true colours of the AAA machine, which at this point just comes across as old and stale, and it's over. All you have to do is look at the other shooters of 2016/2017, and this gets blown away. Overwatch, with its extremely colourful futuristic setting and a cast of characters each brimming with personality and charm, like the purple, big-boobed assassin, that big sexy hunk of a man that is Roadhog, the cool Lucio baby, who is the chillest dude and everybody just wants to hang out with him, or that Korean mech girl we treat as our waifu. Paladins, with its extremely colourful fantasy setting with a cast of characters each brimming with charm and personality, like the greed-driven lizard that wants to be a dragon so hard he calls himself one and wears a jetpack to fly, the Harley Quinn-esque winter witch that hears the voices in her head, the fairy of the summer court that likes to play pranks on people, or that ass that we all treat as our waifu. Or the kooky old runic sage, Papa Torval, who, like his Overwatch counterpart, now has the best skin in the game. A dapper British gentleman that even has a voice line that says, "There we go, now let's all go to the Winchester and have a cold one while we wait for this to blow over." Best skin, just like Dad 76's barbecue skin. And you got Dirt Brown Army Man, other Dirt Brown Army Man, and the one we treat as our not waifu, Dirt Brown Army Man, but with a medkit. It's stale, so fucking stale and dull to look at. Even the more serious shooters that want to be serious, that take place in World War II, like Wolfenstein, I mean, look at this. There's still colour, there's still lots of colour, and it still has some funny moments like the man tripping on LSD and seeing the little chameleon. It's fucking bananas. There is lots of colour there, and it's World War II. Your graphics? They're dull. They're boring. Call of Duty, liven the fuck up.
Why did you join my beloved shit?
Sir, to kiss, sir!
So you're a killer?
Sir, yes, sir!
Let me see your troll face.
Sir!
You got a troll face?
Ah!
That's a troll face. Now let me see your troll face.
Again, the story is actually really interesting. It takes pages from Wolfenstein, the New Order, and Wolfenstein, the New Colossus, where the German forces are actually winning the World War, and it's up to you to turn the tide by sneaking into a secret Area 51-like facility and stealing one of their top secret reverse-engineered UFOs, where you get to fly the UFO and shoot the Germans with laser beams and abduct people with your Okay, no, I promise no more jokes like that. But what did you expect? What did you really think was gonna happen? Did you really, honestly think that this guy, out of all the out-of-touch, senile old suits, would ever conceive of a notion to put anything interesting or out there in a game based around World War II? No, of course not. It's got all the hallmarks. The Normandy landing, as we all saw from the intro, Hitler, Nazis, all the overused, overdone bollocks that is so fucking dead. So utterly dead. What's that? A game about Nazis? Yeah, sure, come join in. We've been stirring this shit pot for the past 20 years. Like, there are always jokes on the internet. PewDiePie's a Nazi. JonTron is a Nazi, the sympathiser. Hell, well, why not at this point? Like, please, give me something different. Yeah, let's sympathise with them. Let's play a game where we kill those xenophobic English twats and those American pigs. Would it be tasteful? No. But it would be different. It would be new. It would be like, oh shit, that's the thing that's happening. Rather than, oh look, it's another game based in World War II where we shoot Nazis. Yay. Fun fact, did you know that if you took the average playtime of every shooter that takes place in World War II and added them all together, it's actually longer than the real World War II itself, and their fantasy Nazi body count is 14,000 times greater than the actual amount of Nazis that really died? No reason. Just thought I would throw that in there as a fun fact, you know, just for you all to see. Again, no reason at all. It's not like I'm trying to show just how overdone, oversaturated, and overused this particular moment in history is. Because, you know, for a period in time that most people would rather forget about and move on from, AAA sure likes to use it a lot. And I mean, a lot.
You don't troll me. Work on it.
Sir, yes, sir!
Oh god, no. No, no. No, 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 no. 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 No! Don't do it. Which one do you want?
I have crippling depression.
Or
I want to die.
Or both. Call of Duty multiplayer is the biggest shit circus I have ever fucking seen. Ever. Like, in only 3 matches, which were about 20 minutes each, so after about an hour, I was done. Like, so done. It is by far the most toxic multiplayer I have ever seen. In 2 matches, I was just dicking around to test out the multiplayer while typing on Discord. And I shit you not, it is so absurd I have to read it in my most posh British voice. You fucking noob, focus on the game or we are going to lose. Like, seriously, how can you be so bad at such an easy game? You just point your gun and shoot, you stupid fag. Noob, fag, they're pretty stereotypical, Spyro. Yeah, I know, right? To read it and to hear it spoken to you sounds like a joke. But no, it's not a joke, and I so wish I could have recorded it to emblazon our screaming child into the Hall of Shame. However, the only reason I played this was because I was setting up the PS4 for someone I know at work. They had bought it brand new, and I had a PS4, so can you help me set up the PlayStation Network and stuff? Sure, mate. And of course, to make sure the PSN is working and they are fully connected to the online, I need an online game. Now, they did have Crash Bandicoot, and that could have served just as well. I could have got 1 relic, seen if the relic time uploaded to the world leaderboard, done and dusted. But they had Call of Duty, so, you know, why don't I just review Call of Duty? Well, I found out why the hard way. And I'm like, wow, thank fuck I did not buy this piece of shit. But a lot of people, like Sid Alpha, Jim, doesn't matter, myself, all say the same thing. It is not welcoming at all.
Because people will want to know what I think. Incidentally, you'll only get to see what I think of the single player. I don't play multiplayer because it's for people who do nothing but play COD for years and years and years. The last time I played COD multiplayer was one of the most alienating fucking experiences I've ever had with an online shooter. And I typically like online competitive shooters. I'm not great at them, but I can typically hold my own. Yet playing COD now is like just stepping into a pit filled with hornets and acid. But that's the one saving grace for Call of Duty World War II, is that COD multiplayer is such a shitfest and I hate it so much, I won't get to see this horrific shitey loot box crap. So I won that one, Activision. I won that one. But it's shit.
Yeah, I can fully agree with that. The last one I played properly with a friend was Black Ops 1 because it had the new zombie mode at the time, and the multiplayer back then was bad, but it was alright. But coming back years later, yeah, it's far, far gone. If you are a newcomer, then fuck off. You are not welcome here, nor does the Call of Duty community want you here. Here is only for the Call of Duties that have been Call of Dutying for years upon years. And we don't want newcomers, nor are we welcoming newcomers. So, just piss off. But anyway, on to the main event.
Do you suck dicks?
Sir, yes, sir!
Can you suck my dick?
Sir, yes, sir!
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sir!
I'll be watching Armender. There can be only one.
Oh yeah, you knew this one was coming. The shit cherry on top of the shit cake. Call of Duty's loot boxes. And yes, this year they are the in-your-face kind that gives it an automatic disqualification. So here's the rub. Like always, a quote-unquote rank up will award you with 1 free box. But let's be honest, they want you to buy boxes. You want the good stuff that everyone else has. And while it's not quite as scummy as that patent for
turning players into payers,
it's still pretty scummy. So upon acquiring a loot box, a plane will fly over, basically like a giant siren saying, "Loot boxes dropping! Loot boxes dropping! Come see the loot boxes! Come one, come all, see the loot box opening!" The openings are popular online, right, with all of those guys doing unboxings on YouTube. Now you can see unboxings in-game, loot boxes! And so, once the loot boxes have dropped, everybody rushes over to them in the hopes that it's their loot box. But if it's not, then you get to watch someone else open their box and 3 cards spring out of the chest, doing a nice full 360-degree rotation, nice and slowly, just so that everyone around you and around the chest can see what you got. Man, that's some sweet loot, right? I bet you want that kind of sick loot, don't you? Yeah, you do. Look how cool that guy is now. So why don't you go buy some boxes? Look, you even get an achievement for viewing the box opening.
Loot spectator, watch the resupply drops being opened. You get rewards for watching other people opening loot, but fuck off!
Yeah, that's right. View so you can see all the cool shit that they got that you don't have. Makes you want it, don't it? Makes you jealous, makes you envious. Well, you can just buy some boxes and gamble away. You might get it first roll, or not, who cares? Give us all your money, and once we've gambled you into debt, well, just one more roll, boys. Win, and all the legendary items in the box are yours. Lose, and I'll have your souls. So, it's getting to be full-on scum, and even from those that are fans, they have said that they do detriment the game in this particular way that they have been implemented this time around. So anyway...
Don't pull my fucking hand over there. I said fuck yourself. Now lean forward and fuck yourself. Hard. I'll be watching my little knee.
So my final verdict for Call of Duty World War II is... a shit 1 out of 5. And that's not even like a shit game, joke review, shit Call of Duty. No, being serious and actually giving serious reasons, it gets a 1 out of 5, as mechanically it's fine. It works, you run, you shoot, and the shoot works great. Like Bubsy, mechanically you get an A+, as at the very least your game is in a functional, working state, unlike studio serial killer EA who killed Visceral and Respawn is next. Well, we'll get to them. But everything else, well, it's a product of its time that has long since passed. The setting was not out of a return to form, but a trend chaser, with Advanced Warfare being the most disliked and Battlefield 1 being the most liked. You wanted to grab a piece of that Battlefield 1 action, rather than continuing to try and experiment to see what you could make work. But by the time it came out, it was already too late. 2016 saw the year of the hero shooter, with colourful, creative team-based shooters coming into the fold. Overwatch, Paladins, Splatoon 2, all either released or set to release, all making massive waves at how fun they looked, and how diverse the cast was, and how they had all these different weird weapons like paintbrushes. They had a lot to offer. You have nothing but one brown-grey army man with slightly different weapons. Overwatch popularised the loot box, and you wanted some of that, but it was just trend-seeking, as by the time it finally come out, your game finally come out here in the year of the loot box, everyone is sick to death of them, and they are now being investigated into whether or not they are gambling, which a lot of countries around the world and the states of Hawaii have, yes, considered it gambling. So now you're only looking like a latecomer to the party, and you're getting that loot box scorn to boot. Everything you did in World War II was nothing but fame chasing and trend seeking, and it makes you feel old hat. It only serves to show how totally and utterly dead Call of Duty is now. It's had its time in the spotlight, and since Black Ops 1, it's only been sinking deeper and deeper. The series is done, yearly releases oversaturated, and it's made it dull and mediocre, so mediocre. And again, this is not me getting at it like, oh, I just fucking hate Call of Duty, even though like I do genuinely dislike the series. Even the more avid Call of Duty fans and critics are saying it's old at this point. So you either gotta really revolutionize it next year, or it's done. Or, you know, you can just kill it off right now while the reviews are still coming out, as people are a lot more interested in Destiny. You have that as your other shooter. I'm not saying it's the best, but you're getting far more praise and attention in Destiny and the Destiny series overall than you are from COD, as no one cares about military shooters anymore. They want Destiny. They want a sci-fi raid thing like Halo. They want Overwatch. They want Splatoon. They want something that really sheds a new light onto team-based shooting. And yours doesn't. So, why not just let it go? It's losing money. It's losing popularity. It's losing its glory. It's over. And besides, you really don't need it anymore, Activision. Look at me. Listen to me, okay? Right now, you're like Diamond Tiara in that one episode, standing at the crossroads of her life. One way leads to the light and adoration of others. The other leads to darkness and scorn. You are Diamond Tiara right now. It was a yearly release. You could not help that. But right now, in November, the month of release, before you start a new one that's just as bland and filled with microtransactions as the others, just stop. Just stop, take a step back, and look where you stand. One road leads to you being a good game maker again, and being adored. We saw it this year with Crash Bandicoot, the #1 selling game in the UK. It even beat Horizon Zero Dawn. Think about that. Activision beat Horizon Zero Dawn. And all you had to do was make a game. No microtransactions, no season pass, no loot boxes, no day one DLC. You just made a game. You know who else does that, Activision? Nintendo with Mario Odyssey. You want to turn over a new leaf? You want to be loved again? Well, I've shown you the road, but it's you that must walk down it. One road leads to you being a good game maker and company, and standing with me and Crash and Nintendo and not doing all this patent shit. The other leads down EA's road to buggy unfinished games, too focused on money grabbing with their day one DLC, season pass, gold editions, and of course their now oh so joyous casinos. Some are going to want you to go down that road. Some are going to want you to become a studio serial killer that killed Visceral and is going to kill Respawn next. Me, I'm fine either way. If you die, well, Blizzard pretty much owns you, so if you die, I just go to Blizzard. So, I don't really give a shit. I'm just giving you the chance before it's too late. I mean, let's face it, you dodged one hell of a bullet with those loot boxes now being classed as gambling in many countries by their gambling federations and the state of Hawaii, and them saying that they are now going to be starting a lot of political debates on that Star Wars casino that even the person that is the governor of Hawaii said was a Star Wars casino.
We're here today to ensure future protections for kids, youth, and everyone when it comes to the spread of predatory practices in online gaming. This game is a Star Wars themed online casino designed to lure kids into spending money. It's a trap. We're looking at legislation this coming year which could prohibit access or prohibit the sale of these games to folks who are underage in order to protect families, as well as prohibiting different kinds of mechanisms in those games. We've been talking with several other states as well, legislators there who are looking at the same thing.
This was previously a business practice that was mostly seen in the mobile gaming market, your iPad, your iPod games. And now it's moved into the main event.
We do need help from regulations to help set boundaries when something is targeting, advertising, tempting kids to get involved in something that costs them money that they don't have.
We didn't allow Joe Camel to encourage your kids to smoke cigarettes, and we shouldn't allow Star Wars to encourage your kids to gamble.
Yeah, the heat is on EA right now, and you're trying to keep your head down, but Overwatch, Destiny, and COD have been brought up in this political debate, and you and Blizzard are trying to be like, oh, but ours is different though. No. No, they're not. No matter which way you spin it, there's no fucking difference, mate. And if I were you, if I were in your position right now, Activision, I would turn tail, abandon ship, and leave all this shit in the dust. As Crash HD, no gambling. Spyro HD, you have basically got your winning cards and you're outright ready to go for it. And you've got the chance right now to go for it, because if you follow EA in their game casinos, well, you're only following them to your death. So what do you say, Activision? Drop loot boxes? Drop Call of Duty? Drop all your shitty business practices? And come join me and Shiggy and Team Cherry and, you know, make just nice games rather than doing all this shit. Right now, it is 5 PM on the 20th of November. Mere minutes ago, literal minutes ago, Jim Sterling put up a video saying how Nintendo's Switch is killing it and how Nintendo doesn't want Call of Duty, doesn't want Battlefront 2. These gambling houses that are now classified as gambling, they don't want to deal with gambling. If you got gambling in your game, if you are a casino, we don't want you on the Switch. There's no room on the Switch for you. Don't want you. And how the Switch is the best-selling console of September, October, and November, and it's looking to be that way in December as well. Don't you want to be a part of that, Activision? As this is your very last chance. If you make another Call of Duty and it goes the loot box turning players into payers kind of way, well, no one will care when that bubble bursts and Blizzard swallows you whole. As, ooh, that thing in Destiny where you made them paint jobs, one-time consumables, and the patent thing. Ooh, them chains have tightened quite a lot since last we met. In fact, they're fully tightened, and I can see the cranks ready to wind you into Blizzard's giant gaping maw. So yeah, Call of Duty is a shit shooter of an age long since past and holds no relevance or place in the game industry anymore. And with the loot boxes, it's definitely not worth buying at all, as it's just a gambling house, it's just a casino, and being one, it earns an automatic disqualification and a place on the worst games of 2017. And Activision needs to let this franchise and its money-grabbing ways go, as the chains are now nice and tight, and any more fuck-ups and those cranks will start reeling them in to Blizzard, and they won't have to reel far, as there's not much space between you and Blizzard's jaw. So this is it, Activision. Last chance saloon. Last chance to drop Call of Duty. Last chance to make it alright. Your last chance to not be scum, or you'll end up just like EA. So Activision, do what you will with your casinos, or let me reverse the roles for you. As you say in your casinos, I will posit the same question to you, Robert, the CEO of Activision. One more rule, Robert. Win, and all the money in gamers' wallets is yours. Lose, and Activision will crumble and burn before your very eyes. And there will be no stopping it. Or, of course, you can walk away with all your current scummy loot box winnings and seek rehabilitation. After all, you better believe these dice are loaded, and it's not in your favour. So what do you say? Snake eyes, Robert! You lose, and now it's time to pay the price.
Turning players into payers.